All right, well, let's rewind the clock.
Sure.
When did you first have the anxiety that kind of crippled you when you didn't know what was going on with you physically, emotionally, spiritually?
Yeah. For me, it was very young age. I was pre-K, kindergarten. I had a lot of issues. I was just an open anxiety soaking up everything. I was in and out of therapy for a long time because no one really knew what was going on. My mom knew that I needed some type of help, which was great on her part. Some therapists definitely helped a little bit, but it really didn't cover the full problem, which I didn't even understand until I got into high school. My anxiety was really bad in high school. I had to stop playing sports. I couldn't really maintain friendships the way I wanted to. I always tell people my childhood was kind of stolen from me. That's how I felt, because it was just anxiety. I was worrying about everything, and people would look at me, like kids around me, and they'd be like, what's wrong with you? You know, and it's really how I felt. So finding Pat at 17, 18 was exactly what I needed. And
was it physical for you? What was going on? What were your symptoms other than the anxiety?
The way I describe it is it's almost like I was just so sensitive that I was feeling the energy that maybe other people couldn't feel. So for me, a lot of it was stomach, gut issues. I would feel like that pit in my stomach all the time. And for me, it would just be racing thoughts, just pure panic. Like I would describe it as the anxiety would just boil up to a point where it would just blow off the top in panic mode. And I didn't know where it was coming from or what it was about. I would kind of direct it towards my family and say, oh, it's because I'm away from my family, or I don't have control of this. It was just I had no idea what was really happening. I come across clients all the time who have these issues, and I was a lucky one because I did find Pat. And for other clients that I've found, they haven't had the same luck. You know, they could be well into their adulthood life and still dealing with these issues, and they mask it with medication, and they think they have all these things wrong with them, which really could be attributed to a lot of his spiritual gifts and abilities, and being an empath and being open and being able to just feel what other people feel. It's like a sixth sense. I know it sounds very cliche, but that's the best way to describe it. We all have this ability. It just kind of gets shut down at some points. But some people are just so open, they don't realize it. And it's heartbreaking when I come across people like that, because I want to just help them kind of see the light, if you will, and move on.
Right.
Past the anxiety.
Walk me through, Nick, your process of how you start your day and then what you do before you start each reading.
For everyone, it's a little different. For me, I always, even before I get out of bed, I surround, ground, and shield right away. It's been instilled in me. It's all with my mind's eye. I vision white light, like a bubble is how I do it. And I just picture a big shield in front of me, front and back. And I really feel my feet connected to the earth. That's even before I get out of bed. Sometimes I'll do that even on my way to work. If I feel like I have to, I'll do it multiple times a day. It's so quick and with your mind's eye. When I have readings, what I like to do is, my room is my office, I always say. So I have some sage, I'll burn the sage and just kind of purify the area around me. And I like to do some meditative breaths. I try and really get into like a flow or a zone state and just set really positive intentions. I ask for my guides to be quick, accurate, and deliver messages of healing, love, and light. And that's really the whole thing that I'm going for, is just as long as I can start at the beginning of the hour with someone and take them through and make them feel better towards the end of the hour, then I did my job. My gifts and abilities really took off when I accepted that I'm just a messenger. It's nothing different or special about me. I'm just a third party who's delivering messages. It's for the client, for the people. So that's my process.
It's coming through you, not from you.
Exactly. It really does not come from me at all. Some of the things I say, I don't even know why I'm saying them. If I'm learning from my guides, they keep me on my toes. No two readings are the same. The way I describe it to some clients is it's like I get a little download or a message and I have to decipher it and I have to interpret it into human form, into human language, because the way it's coming through is not that way. It's like an energy. I see it as a movie reel, and I'll sometimes hear spirit as they talk to me. Sometimes it's just an energy where I can feel exactly what their intentions are for my client. And sometimes the sense of smell as well, and that's where the colors come in as well. So it's kind of a little bit of everything.
What do you wish you knew when you were in kindergarten that you know now?
Oh gosh, I probably would have done my whole childhood over. I think to just, like I said, I really always say like my childhood was stolen just because it was just pure panic anxiety all the time. I think to just know that the tools that Pat kind of taught me how to separate my energy from someone else's energy, that one little tidbit would have changed, I think, the course of my childhood. Who knows if I'd be sitting here today? So I know everything happens for a reason. But that's something that I wish I knew how to just ground and protect myself and understand that the intense emotions I was experiencing weren't always my own. I for a very long time I thought that something was wrong with me, and to come to find out that it's just it's normal in a different way, but it's normal, and you could handle this and control it and manage it. It was like so freeing for me, and I'm just so grateful that I learned at such a young age of 17, so I was able to apply it. And I always tell people I never had a desire to read people. Some people out there, they're like, oh, I want to read people and talk to dead people. I'm like, why? Like, why do you want to do that? I never wanted to do that. But for me, it just kind of happened.
So your day job,
Mm-hmm.
you're a nurse.
I am. I do a lot of healing more at work. Like just through my hands, I'm sending love and light to the patients and to the families, but I kind of do that in my own silence with my mind's eye.
Don't you find it interesting that you're in this world of science, but yet so many people in the world of science don't embrace your other job?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't really think about it. I've read skeptics, and they tell me, they're like, oh, I don't really believe in what you do, but go ahead. That's always how they start it. And I'm like, okay, it doesn't really bother me. I think for me, too many things have happened that I can't really deny. I think it would be more crazy of me to deny it than to just accept it.
Right.
So I always, in the way I explain it to people, I'm like, look, it's just a sensitivity gone too far. Like this is just, my sensitivity has gone out of control, and I could somehow feel things and energy, because everything is energy. We're all sitting here, there's energy all around us, and it's like, that's something that I can just feel. And I don't know how, I don't know why, but it is what it is. And if people don't want to accept that, that's okay. I mean, everyone's on their own journey and path and whatnot.
But like, you have a life, you go and you have friends and you go out and you do things.
Normal, and then people would never expect it, expect what I do, and I think maybe I don't wear like a witch hat. I don't have like the broom and whatever. So for me, it's just like, hey, I'm an average dude. I have a day job. I go to school. Like I just, I'm around my family. And it's just happens to be what it is, and I've accepted that. So I think people need to maybe understand that hey, it's just the average person can really do this, because I think we all have the ability.